There comes a moment in every woman's life when she realizes that style is no longer about chasing trends. It's about refinement. It's about presence. And most importantly, it's about feeling like yourself again. But here's the quiet truth no one talks about. Many elegant women over 60 are missing just a few key wardrobe pieces. Pieces that could instantly elevate everything they wear. Today, we're revealing 3 blouses that define sophistication yet are often overlooked. And once you see them, you may never look at your wardrobe the same way again. Fabric quality defines sophistication more than quantity. There comes a point in a woman's style journey when she realizes it was never about how many pieces she owned. It was always about how those pieces felt, how they moved, and how they honored her presence. Fabric is the silent language of elegance. A blouse made from high-quality material doesn't shout for attention it doesn't need to. Instead, it speaks in softness, in movement, in the way it gently follows the body without clinging or collapsing. It holds its shape, yet never feels rigid. It breathes with you. And most importantly, it respects your comfort. As we grow older, our relationship with clothing becomes more personal. The skin becomes more sensitive, the body more deserving of ease, and the desire for authenticity becomes stronger than ever. This is where fabric transforms from a simple choice into a powerful decision. A woman who chooses quality over quantity is not limiting herself, she is refining herself. Instead of a wardrobe filled with synthetic, stiff, or fast fashion pieces that lose their charm after a few wears, she curates a collection that lasts. Fabrics like silk, soft cotton, fine linen, or high-quality blends offer a kind of quiet luxury. They drape beautifully, they age gracefully, and they maintain their elegance over time. And there is something deeply psychological about this shift. When you wear a blouse that feels exquisite against your skin, you carry yourself differently. Your posture softens, your movements become more fluid, and there is an unspoken confidence that follows you throughout the day. You are no longer adjusting, pulling, or feeling restricted. You are simply at ease. This ease translates into presence. People may not consciously notice the fabric, but they feel the effect. They see the way it catches the light, the way it flows as you walk, the way it frames your silhouette without effort. It creates an impression that is polished, composed, and undeniably sophisticated. And perhaps most importantly, choosing quality fabric is an act of self-respect. It says, I deserve comfort. I deserve beauty. I deserve pieces that last. In a world that often encourages more, faster, and cheaper, there is something incredibly powerful about choosing less but better. Because true style is never about excess. It is about intention, refinement, and the quiet confidence of knowing that what you wear reflects exactly who you are. Fit and flow matter more than tightness or trends. There is a quiet shift that happens in a woman's style as she matures, a shift from trying to fit into clothes to choosing clothes that fit into her life. And at the heart of that transformation lies one powerful truth. It's not about how tight something is or how closely it follows a passing trend. It's about how it fits and how it flows. Because true elegance is never forced. A well-fitting blouse does not cling or restrict. It doesn't pull at the shoulders or feel tense across the chest. Instead, it sits gently on the body, almost as if it understands your shape without trying to change it. It allows space where needed, offers structure where it flatters, and creates a silhouette that feels natural rather than constructed. Flow, on the other hand, is what brings that fit to life. It's the way the fabric moves when you walk, the softness as it drapes over your frame, the quiet grace in every small motion. Together, fit and flow create something deeply powerful, ease. And ease is the foundation of confidence. Many women, especially after 60, have spent years being told that tighter clothing is more flattering, or that following trends keeps them relevant. But the reality is quite the opposite. Tightness often highlights what you'd rather soften, and trends, more often than not, distract from your natural elegance. When you choose a blouse with the right fit and a gentle flow, something shifts internally. You no longer feel the need to adjust yourself throughout the day. There is no discomfort, no self-consciousness, no quiet tension in how you carry yourself. Instead, there is freedom. Freedom to move without restriction. Freedom to sit, stand, and walk with grace. Freedom to feel like yourself unapologetically. And that freedom is visible. People may not be able to explain why you look so put together, but they feel it. They notice the calm confidence, the effortless posture, the way your clothing complements rather than competes with you. That is the power of fit and flow. It doesn't demand attention. It earns it. And perhaps most importantly, it allows your clothing to support you rather than define you. Because at this stage in life, style is no longer about proving anything. It's about expressing everything you've become. So instead of asking, "Is this trendy?" or "Does this make me look slimmer?" a more powerful question emerges. Does this feel like me? When the answer is yes, when the fit is right and the flow is effortless, you don't just look elegant, you live in it. Structure should enhance, not restrict the body. There is a misconception many women carry for years, that structure in clothing means stiffness, control, or even limitation. But true structure, the kind that defines sophisticated style, does something entirely different. It doesn't confine the body, it supports it. It works quietly in the background, shaping your silhouette in a way that feels natural, balanced, and deeply flattering. Not by forcing your body into something it's not, but by honoring exactly what it is. As a woman evolves, so does her body. And with that evolution comes a new understanding: comfort and elegance must coexist. This is where thoughtful structure becomes essential. A beautifully structured blouse doesn't grip or compress. It doesn't create tension or demand constant adjustment. Instead, it offers gentle guidance. The shoulders sit just right. The seams align effortlessly. The shape is defined, but never rigid. It creates a sense of polish without pressure. And that distinction is everything. Because when structure is too harsh, it becomes visible. It feels forced. It takes away from your presence. Instead of enhancing it, you become aware of the garment rather than feeling at ease within it. But when structure is refined and intentional, it disappears into the experience of wearing it. You stand a little taller not because you have to, but because the garment supports you in doing so. Your posture feels more natural. Your movements feel more composed. There is a quiet confidence that comes from knowing everything is sitting exactly where it should. This is especially powerful after 60. At this stage, style becomes less about correction and more about celebration. You're not trying to reshape your body. You're choosing pieces that respect it, frame it, and elevate it. A softly tailored blouse, a subtle dart at the waist, a clean shoulder line. These are small details, yet they create a profound effect. They bring clarity to your silhouette without removing its softness. And psychologically, this kind of structure creates calm. There is no distraction, no discomfort, no underlying tension. Just a steady, grounded feeling of being well put together. It allows you to focus on what truly matters: your presence, your expression, your confidence. Because ultimately, clothing should never feel like armor. It should feel like alignment. When structure enhances rather than restricts, it becomes an extension of you supporting your elegance, reflecting your self-awareness, and quietly reinforcing the woman you have become. And that is where true sophistication lives. Not in control, but in harmony. Necklines influence perception and confidence. A neckline may seem like a small detail, but in reality, it is one of the most powerful elements of a woman's style. It frames your face. It guides the eye, and it quietly shapes how others perceive your presence, often before you even speak. More importantly, it shapes how you feel. As a woman evolves, so does her understanding of what draws attention in the most flattering, graceful way. It is no longer about revealing more, but about revealing wisely. A thoughtfully chosen neckline doesn't compete with you, it elevates you. It brings focus upward, toward your expression, your eyes, your smile. And this shift alone creates an immediate sense of refinement, because true sophistication is never about what you show. It's about what you highlight. Many women have spent years wearing necklines that follow trends rather than intention-plunging cuts, overly wide openings, or shapes that don't complement their natural proportions. And while trends come and go, the effect of a neckline on your overall presence remains constant. A lower neckline, for example, can sometimes draw attention away from your face and disperse the visual focus. It can feel less anchored, less composed. But a refined neckline, whether softly draped, gently rounded, or elegantly high, creates a sense of balance. It brings harmony to your silhouette and allows your face to become the natural focal point. And this is where confidence begins to shift. When your neckline supports your presence, you stop thinking about your clothing altogether. You're not adjusting, covering, or second-guessing. Instead, you feel composed, centered, complete. This internal ease is what others notice. They may not say, "That neckline is perfect," but they will feel the effect of it. They will notice how poised you appear, how your presence feels calm yet powerful, how your elegance seems effortless. And there is something deeply empowering about that, because at this stage in life, confidence is no longer built on external validation. It comes from alignment, when how you look, how you feel, and how you carry yourself all reflect the same quiet truth. You know who you are. Choosing the right neckline becomes part of that alignment. It's no longer about following what's popular. It's about choosing what feels right. Something that honors your comfort. Something that flatters your natural lines. Something that allows you to walk into a room without hesitation and without distraction. Because when your neckline is right, everything else falls into place. Your posture softens. Your presence sharpens. Your confidence settles into something deeper, more grounded, more real. And that is the true power of a neckline. Not just in how it shapes your outfit, but in how it shapes you. True style after 60 is about intention, not imitation. There is a quiet liberation that comes with age. A moment when a woman realizes she no longer needs to follow anyone else's rules. She has lived enough, seen enough, and felt enough to understand that style is not about keeping up. It's about coming home to herself. And that is where intention begins. In earlier years, it's easy to fall into imitation borrowing looks from magazines, trends from younger generations, or styles that promise transformation but rarely deliver authenticity. There's often a subtle pressure to fit in, to stay relevant, to not be left behind. But after 60, something shifts. The need to imitate fades, and the desire to express becomes stronger. True style at this stage is deeply personal. It is no longer about dressing like someone else, it's about dressing in a way that reflects your experiences, your preferences, your comfort, and your identity. Every choice becomes more deliberate. You don't buy a blouse just because it's popular. You choose it because it feels right, because it complements your lifestyle, because it aligns with the woman you are today, not who you used to be, and not who others expect you to be. This is the power of intention. It simplifies everything. Instead of a wardrobe filled with uncertainty pieces you rarely wear, items that don't quite feel like you begin to build a collection that works in harmony. Each blouse, each fabric, each silhouette has a purpose. It earns its place. And with that clarity comes confidence. Because when your style is intentional, There is no second guessing. No standing in front of the mirror wondering if something is too much or not enough. You already know. Your choices reflect understanding, not experimentation. And that creates a presence that is incredibly powerful, yet beautifully understated. People may not recognize the details, but they feel the authenticity. They sense that what you're wearing is not borrowed, it's owned. There is no effort to impress. And that is exactly what makes it impressive. Imitation, on the other hand, often carries a quiet discomfort. It can feel like wearing something that doesn't quite belong to you, something that requires adjustment, awareness, even hesitation. But intention removes all of that. It brings ease. It brings clarity. It brings a sense of alignment between who you are and how you present yourself to the world. And perhaps, most importantly, it brings peace. Because style is no longer a question you're trying to answer. It becomes a language you already speak fluently. So instead of asking, "What should I wear?" the question gently evolves into something more meaningful. What reflects me today? And when you dress with that level of awareness, not copying, not chasing, not imitating, you step into a kind of elegance that cannot be taught, bought, or replicated. It is yours, refined over time, and worn with quiet certainty.